So when I'm cleaning pre-ejection period, what I've done as a first pass is, this is the PEP channel down here, is I've gotten rid of all the zeros. So before there was a bunch of zeros dropping down, and the relative scale made these higher bumps not seem so egregious. But once we've gotten rid of the zeros, suddenly you see there's one effort by PEP, the PEP recording, to have a trend line kind of around this level here. And it's still trying, but there keep being these bump ups, for lack of a technical term. So I've done what I've done with my first pass of cleaning is I was focusing very sharply on, I'm going to zoom into this area right here where I was focusing very much on the B point here, and you have to get zoomed in enough that you can really visually eyeball the B point. So I'm going to zoom in right in this area here, and you see this is a very noisy aspect of the data. So I had cleaned this before. Whenever I saw a very noisy B that was a little questionable as to its placement, I would clean that out and extrapolate between, or interpolate between one cleaner one and another cleaner one. Now we get these, which don't look terrible compared to the zero values, but they leave a lot to be questioned. So what we need to do is kind of go in here and take a closer look. And I found the scale that allows you to see the next level of problems is to double click on this x-axis here. And it's a time scale of about 0.9, which is zooming in even more than this, if you can believe it. So what we see with 0.9 is suddenly, I've already kind of addressed the B points. They're a little iffy, but these are the B points that I still thought were reasonable. So I kept all the data that had reasonable B points. There's a second point in calculating PEP, and that's the QRS onset. And you'll see with these cleaner, more baseline values, the QRS onset is right, the O is really beautifully in the notch of this ECG signal here. Here. And whenever it bumps up, the O is very much displaced off from here. So since we're going from the Q point to the B point, that makes this distance, or this length of time, artificially large. This is not what the baseline PEP wants to be. It wants to be around maybe 125, and all of a sudden it comes up to almost like 0.16. So this ECG channel is what needs to be focused on at the next level of cleaning. So again, with this particular value, this value is pulled off of this QRS onset and that B point. I'm going to transform math functions, connect endpoints. Shortcut is Alt-TMC, and that does a linear interpolation from the last good point to the next good point. And I'll just do one more for purposes of illustration. You can quickly eyeball when it's down low. When it pops up to 0.16, you know you've got a problem to take a look at. And you can see all along the way, these O of the QRS onset is perfectly in the notch where it should be, and it's got a well-behaved PEP signal. But as soon as you see something other than that, which we have a nice clean sequence here, it's going to take a while to get to the next one. But as soon as we see, and every time you stop, clean onset, clean PEP value, over and over and over again. But oops, here we go. Here's a couple of problems. There's the onset is outside of the notch, way further back from the notch again, 2 in a row, and then back to the notch. So again, we're interpolating across. Now I'm going to use my speed keys, Alt-T-M-C, and on it goes from there.